They're making the format live because when I attempt to go reels, when I attempt to go post, when I attempt to go what have you, they say recording failed, post not permitted. They don't want me to have time to edit my content. They want all my shit to be raw, unedited, so that I look like a fucking idiot. Well, I don't care. Here I am. Guess what? I have a fabulous business acumen. Guess what else? I'm a nice girl, and I like people to be happy. Not at my expense, but, so you can continue fucking with me in the ways I've been reporting to law enforcement, the feds, the CIA, the FBI, the local police, my friends, my family, my loved ones, my first degree and second degree and first degree of connections, and everyone else that I've been fucking telling for this last 6 years about what's been going on. You're not original, and you're fucking assholes for doing what you're doing to me. That being said, yes, I have had 4 kids. So what? Stop calling me fat, fucking asshole pieces of shit. And I don't do drugs, so fuck off. I hate them. I want you guys to go back to about 4 weeks ago when I went on camera and I said to the camera, P.S. Xavier still hasn't been able to get in the car, so he's stranded somewhere in Lincoln Park for the update. I met a couple of new dudes and gals who I've been communicating with, a little bit here and there, who have not really been much assistance with regards to direction or expectation. With that being said, I miss my kids. My son started his first day of his last semester of high school today. My daughter started her first day of middle school, 7th, I believe, today. And my other daughter is already done with school. She finished esthetician school as well. And we're still waiting to see what she decides on, what she wants to do, whether she wants to do that or whether she wants to get involved in something else. She was thinking healthcare like me. And I'm like, oh my God, please do not do it. I don't not want her to do it because it's a good hourly rate. So I'm happy that she has it as an option and that she's willing to, earn a good income and go to work every day and have that work ethic. But at the same time, I'm grateful that she has a significant other who is allowing her to relax. You know what I mean? And not relax as in like just be chill at home, but relax as in not feel the sense of urgency to hurry up and work and do this and do that, etc. and so forth. So shout out to you, Ali. Thank you for everything that you are doing for my daughter, as well as your own. And I appreciate that. I hope that this relationship stays very strong. I really believe in you too. For my son, I'm very proud of you. With all of the adversity that I have had to go through in the absence of a tremendous amount of financial support, I could not be more proud of my children for the way that they have always rised above and coped and dealt with things. And for everyone in the family and non-family that has helped in any way over this last 6-year period, 10 years, even. Thank you so much. For real. So much love and appreciation to you all. I can't even count the number of ways that people have helped me when they have been trying to starve me in the street. People have covered my tab for food. When they have been sexually assaulting me, people have stayed up late to make sure that I was sleeping safely and no one would try to get into the space. People have donated money. They've donated time. They've donated energy. They've protected my jobs. They've used technological advancement and AI to keep me safe. They've protected my vehicle. They've protected my house. They have been there for me in ways that I'm sure I don't even understand fully. And so I'm very grateful for that. And so all of my most recent updates have been like a lot of like crying and being upset. And so I remembered that it feels really shitty to show up for a person, even if they don't know that you're showing up and they're just like sad and like destroyed every single time you're there. if they don't know you're showing up, they don't know to say thank you to you, you know, but I've been that person showing up and they didn't know I was showing up and then they were just sad and I was like, what did I even do this for? And I don't want anyone who shows up for me to think that. I want the people who show up for me to know that I am grateful, even if in that moment of duress, I am not able to accurately articulate how grateful. And so thank you, you know, again and again and again, thank you. I am doing every possible thing I can. I'm very grateful to have support with regards to a plan for kind of just staying safe and out of the way and accomplishing the things that I'm trying to accomplish. I've been discussing a lot of details about the house that I want to build, that I am building for my family and I, with the underground and the tree houses and the traditional format at street level. And I'm really excited for the project. The part of life that feels the most exciting is the part where you plan everything and you're on your way there. And then once you get there, it's like, oh, you know, for me anyways, maybe not for all of you. That's why they always say that Heather's addicted to the drive. Heather's addicted to the drive, to the way there. Because any vacation, or the flight, or the, you know, whatever. Because any vacation, anything, to me, it's like, that feeling of like being almost there, that feeling of like almost having accomplished it is the best feeling in the world ever. That doesn't mean that I don't love the feeling of actually accomplishing it, but it's like that feeling when, you know, that feeling like right before Christmas Day, that feeling for me was better than actually waking up and opening my gifts. I don't know why, and I always got great gifts, but it was like that Christmas Eve feeling when it was like, oh my God, what if Santa gets here and I'm not asleep? You know, what the hell? I need to hurry up and close my eyes, calm down, go to sleep. Santa's on his way. Like that feeling, I don't know why I love that feeling so much. It's like so weird. So anyways, there's that. And then that part about like building a house, buying a house, there are a lot of people who say that they want to give me a house, or that people have tried to give me a house, and that when I speak like the plans of the house that I want out loud, or like to others, that it kind of like makes me seem ungrateful about people who have wanted to give me a house or wanted to get me an apartment or what have you. I don't think so. I honestly don't think they perceive it that way. I think they probably likely perceive it as what it actually is, which is I would be more than happy to accept any house that would be, you know, accommodating for my children and I. I happily accepted a studio apartment that I paid over $20,000 for, you know, and only got to live in it for a very short time, you know, in retrospect, much shorter than I had planned to live in it. And I had a perfect idea for furnishing it. Both of those smaller apartments that I had gotten, I had a perfect plan for furnishing them to allow for space for my children to be there, you know, and to position the space of the apartment in a way that was congruent to each of us having our own personal areas, along with being together. So I can make do with anything, but I want and I deserve to have what I want and deserve. I don't know anyone who got their first job at 14 years old and have been being worked unpaid and paid in various capacities their entire lives. I really don't. You know, I am the only one that I know, and I fucking deserve it. I deserve it. I sit here and I watch all these actual assholes win. Like, I sit here and watch them win day after day, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, you know? But they say not to compare. I say, why not? So anyways, yeah, I'm concerned about Xavier. It feels like, what it feels like emotionally is that someone is using him for something that is not in alignment with our best interest. And then today, when I went to see him, because last night I had a really bad night's sleep. I was in Wilmette, and the place where I was sleeping the night before in Wilmette was so peaceful and calming and safe. Pretty much every one of my, like, you're safe intuitions was, like, on. Like, you're good. The next day, it was so fucked up, you guys. I cannot even tell you. I was abruptly woken up in the middle of the night multiple times. I would say like close to 8 or 9 times, maybe 10, maybe even 11, maybe even like I couldn't even keep count. But every time I would wake up, there was like a new issue. I would wake up, my body would be freezing cold. Like I could not get warm enough with my blanket. I could not get warm enough. And then I would go back to sleep. I would like, it's hot. Like we're in summer in Chicago, like it's hot. Then I would like wake up and I would be freezing cold. I don't sleep with my AC on. You know, I sleep just like normal with a little fan on. Then I would wake up, and I usually like sleeping with AC on. You know, I like to be under like a big heavy down blanket and like feel super like safe and warm. But then I would wake up, I would be like sweating, like glowing, like my pores, my body, my everything, like glowing. Then I would fall back asleep and I would wake up to this like numbness in just my toes. Couldn't feel the tips of my toes. It was fucking crazy. Like, what is going on here? Why can't I feel my toes? Then the same thing with my fingers. Then I woke up and I was like in the middle of urinating. I don't have kidney failure. I have health. You know, I'm a healthy individual who uses the restroom normally each and every day. I know the signs of kidney failure. I don't have that. But I literally woke up like in the middle of like going potty. Literally. Not even kidding. And like I'm scrambling around trying to like fix it, like grab something to like hold it. Then this is all in one night. This is one fucking night long. And Xavier hasn't been sleeping here because I don't know why, you know, and it like is devastating to me. I have not had to be all by myself again since this began. It is so scary. I absolutely hate it. But maybe that had something to do with it. I'm really not sure. But the sponsors have said, and the authority has said a number of times that the city of Chicago would not be permitted to continue like with the ticket bullshit that they were doing. So they keep on saying to me, like, don't worry, it's been taken care of. There's nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah. But then randomly they were like flooding my email box with all of these threats that were like expensive. You know what I mean? So the higher authority took away my email, and I don't have any email anymore that I was using. So the only email that I have now is a new email that I am not allowed to say. So I keep on using that email because I'm making a spreadsheet of all of the med spas in the city of Chicago and surrounding, the contractors in the city of Chicago and surrounding, and the top entertainment businesses in the city of Chicago and surrounding, for the purpose of creating relationships with each and every one of them, getting my name out there in the mix, seeing who is using what electronic software systems, what EMRs, what databases, what CRMs, what technology is being used out here in these streets by these businesses, who's running these businesses, getting them to know my name, getting to know their names, and just, you know, in general, creating rapport. And as you know, personal driving, I don't need to drive through an app if I can create face-to-face relationships with individuals who can benefit from my expertise, my consultation, my driving, my what have you. So there are a million different things that I can and am typically doing, you know, to help myself, to enrich my situation and those around me. And I am just trying to stay focused on that rather than the things that I don't have right now that I feel I need. And hopefully, you know, that will pay off, because the only other thing that I've been able to do is cry on the internet to the higher authority when I feel like they're not watching and say, oh my God, please help, something is happening. You guys promised this would never happen again. P.S. Big promotion number 901 by Mac is killing it. Hello. Love. That might be my new shade. So usually I'm using Morphe Wifey, but I absolutely love this. Love. So I'm going to have to look into that. I think there's a big price difference, though. I think it's like 40 or 30 for this. And then I don't think, it comes in the, like the wand and the gloss. They have one. It's like the velvet line, and I could not find it anywhere. Big promotion in the velvet line. I only saw it in the stick line, which is fine. You know, it's okay, but I feel like that usually is drying on my lips. What else? Okay. What else can I discuss? I think everything else is going fine, as fine as it can be. I am looking into creating and establishing rapport and relationships with some of the employees of some of the local exotic dancing brands and lines. I have been discussing for a long time my history with being, harmed in various ways sexually or what have you, being trafficked at a different time in my life, and conditioned and groomed and all of these things. And I feel like that is a part of my life that I have so much control over, and there is so much of my life that I don't have control over. I was discussing with someone this morning, in order for me to move to the next stages with my novel, I need clarity. What is this mole shit? Do I have a cyborg eye? The mole. Mole as in government used person to go into situations to gather information prior to like federal agents moving in or what have you. I know that the state of Illinois switched my insurance in 2017 or 16. I started getting bullied by the state of Illinois. Now, they were sending me mail addressed to my name, writing Molina on my insurance card. Molina, which is like, basically like a way to say you're like a little mole, and that pisses me off. If you're using me inside situations and the best way that you can think of to tell me is to change my state-funded insurance policy from Blue Cross Blue Shield to Molina and then send it to me in the mail, and then I've been going back to the beginning stages of my life, 14 years old, the Jamaica thing, when I had tubes put in my ears. Do you guys know about when they do tubes in your ears as a little child? Supposedly it's because you have too much fluid in your ears that won't drain naturally, and they put these little tiny tubes in your ears that are supposed to help with the drainage. Fuck that. Like that can't be true. I saw the tubes. The tubes were like this. Just like the white part. That size. That's what they put into the ear surgically. That could definitely be a live wire for listening, for tracking. I don't think that could be a device that helps fluid naturally leave the ear canal. How would that work, right? And I have medical background. So all of these things have been like leading up to this outcome of I've been being used without my permission, without my understanding, without my knowledge, without my awareness, and without my agreement. And in general terms, we call that being human trafficked. Now, if it's my own local government that was responsible for that, how do I address them? How do I find more clarity and understanding within the set of circumstances that I'm discussing? And this has been a theme. If you've been watching me on social media since I was a participant in a very, very, very small public way, then you already know that this has been an ongoing issue for me for quite some time. And so it's been 6 years since I went public with this information, and no one has confirmed or denied very much of anything. And I feel more isolated than I ever have before. And it's really scary for me. Like, what's going to be the overall outcome of this? Am I going to just die never having any sort of clarity? Clarity is what I am missing. Clarity is what I am missing, is what I need. It's what I need to move forward in my life. It's what I need to understand. Then you add in the Jamaica and the Molotov cocktails and all of that other shit. You would think that if someone is some sort of undercover investigative effort, that they would know that they would be on a payroll for that, right? That they would have a team, that they would know. My surveillance and protection team, from what I know, is here because of the harassment and stalking and assaults that I was subjected to. So what do I do from here? Where do I go? What's the expectation? And when they continue to promise that there will be no further harm, harassment, stalking, making fun of me, making me feel, worse than I already feel about my life. I don't really know too many people who have put in the work the way that I have. I really don't. I don't really know too many people who have done the things I've done. I really, really don't. I don't know much of anyone who has. I see a lot of people living differently than I am, spending frivolously compared to how I do, experiencing luxuries as I perceive them, like vacations and, luxurious housing and home space and access to their children with vacations and, nice clothing. I wear the same leggings, over and over every day, the same, I think I have 12 pairs of the same black leggings, and I wear it with a blazer, and I wear it with a shirt, a turtleneck, or a t-shirt that I ordered off of Amazon or purchased at Nordstrom. So I don't really have those experiences, that these people who I see and I witness, they don't really do shit. What do these people do with their lives? They're always kind of just floating around, not doing much of anything, but making me feel like shit about myself. If you're going to float around life casually, do me a favor and zip it when it comes to your opinion of me. Thanks. Because I've actually been putting in a lot of work, my whole life. So please don't be mean to me anymore. Within these demographics, please remove these individuals who are assholes. And please align me with the individuals that I need to be aligned with to move to a space and existence of my life where I can finally shake hands with my goals, where I can touch them and feel them and know that it was all worth it. Please. Shit. So, anyways, this evening I am going to go to Rick's Cabaret, the location next to Prism, or the old Prism. I'm not sure if Prism is still open. And I am going to ask them there if they have any positions. And I'd like to remind everyone that I have literally been circulating my resume any and everywhere that you can imagine, with more than the ability to handle any of these jobs, but not being permitted to do so. So I do not really want to work back in the adult entertainment industry unless it is within a certain set of guidelines and boundaries that I am not quite certain I can force upon these individuals. I don't lie, so I'm gonna let them know if I'm feeling some way. And I don't like to see these women or men, but mostly women, being treated poorly or taken advantage of in any way. That being said, I circulated a video on my story of this woman. She's counting money, and I'm going, this is the fucking problem with the world. I go into Jewel Osco, there's all these fucking slow people who are not pretty. They could never be strippers. Suffering, or I go into any store, and it's oh my God, everyone's worried about the price, me included, right? And we can't fucking make it, and we don't know what to do. And then you look, there's this fucking 23-year-old girl or 19-year-old looking girl counting 10 racks, cash, that she made in 3 nights at the strip club. I'm so sorry. What the fuck is going on here? These mothers are walking into the grocery store having to fucking freak out about how they're going to feed their kids for the week, but these little girls are shaking their assholes in these guys' faces for 10 bands in 1 week. This is Heather Gillespie, by the way, 2026. I thought we had already moved past this, I thought that we were not going to inhibit people from making money. I thought that we were going to create UBI, Universal Basic Income, and that everyone was going to have a fucking path. What's going on again, guys? How do we keep going back here? So I need to just see this shit on my own. I need to pop in at Rick's and see what's going on there. If they're circulating 10 bands per stripper in a week, I have got to get in on that. So, let's go see what's going on. And I'm going to pop in over there around 10:30. I asked Xavier to please come with me, but he's refusing. So that's my plan for today. There's also another location, and then there's also the Admiral. I am interested in trying to figure out what's going on in all locations. Where are the lucrative money-making opportunities? How can I align myself with a path that puts money in my children's bank accounts, in my bank account, and puts me in alignment with building this house that I have been plotting and planning and dreaming of owning and building for the last, could not even tell you how long. And that's the update. So I hope that you guys have been fucking them up with the bots that you promised me. Costa's team, I know you're in there, please. You guys promised that you would handle that $50 program where you program my name and the circumstances of the situation that they're talking shit about, and the bots will comb through the internet and find any association to my business, my marketing, my AI, my name, my aliases, any known aliases, any known business names. There is an AI function that you can employ for about $50 a month to comb through your name, and every time they see your name on the internet, it sends a list with a priority, high, medium, or low, to your email multiple times a day, anytime your name is published, in an unflattering way, so that your team can hurry up and get on the job and start creating a more, honest narrative. And if it is true, but they just framed it in a way that's unflattering, you can get ahead of it and kind of rephrase it and challenge it. And if it is slander, you can simply apply to have it taken down. And then there is another bot program that you can actually speak your life into. You can upload your digital footprint, among other things, and in doing so, any inconsistencies or inaccuracies that are found being published about you on the internet will be addressed by a bot, but addressed nonetheless. That is what I was supposed to start having 3 months ago, and I have not seen it yet. I don't know if it's just my phone, if I'm boxed in again, or being held captive, or what is going on. But if someone could please address that immediately, that'd be great. Because I'm not the asshole that they want people to believe that I am. And the more that you guys allow them to believe that I am a fucking asshole who's slow and mentally challenged and psychologically disturbed and all this other shit, the more difficult life is with regards to earning an honest wage. So please figure it out. And for the last time, two-faced is not two-faced. It's TOO, meaning your face has shown too much to the general public for you to have a change of identity. Do you understand? Two-faced, meaning you have to own who you are. You can't run. And there's a lot of you that have been blessed enough that your identities have been concealed, and the ugly shit that you've done will never be discovered. And then there are others of you who have done really fucking ugly shit, and you've been able to go get some plastic surgery, and the shit that you've done will never be discovered or shared. For me, that's not the case. I have not done a lot of ugly stuff, and that is with purpose that I have not. I have a very public, appearance from demographic to demographic over the last, since Facebook came out. And you believe it or not, that's real. Okay, so I'm not claiming to be, Jennifer Lopez here, or, who's some famous young girl, Sabrina Carpenter, or anything like that. Whoever these girls are. I'm not claiming to be that level of famous. I'm just saying there are enough people who know me who can recognize me. And some of them are haters, and some of them are supporters. So please handle that information appropriately and help me move forward from this, because they keep on fucking around. Look at what happened with my everything. Just please help me. I need to move forward with this. And then if someone could please figure out what's going on with Xavier, because it's very scary for me to sleep alone. It scares me a lot, and I don't like it at all. So please, if you could please figure out what's going on with Xavier, that would be very much appreciated. And thank you very much. And I think that that's really all. Ban Field. Why would you guys want to ban Field? Who? Which Field? Benfield? His last name is Fields with an S. What did he do? guy was trying to get a duplicate key to the car. And he said that he had no choice but to do that to protect it. I'm pretty sure Ben had nothing to do with that, but okay. I have not seen him. I saw him when I was delivering food like 2 months ago. He was at his apartment. He was watching hockey, I guess. I have not seen, before that I hadn't seen him in like probably 4 years, maybe longer. Prince Harry Ben. He does kind of look like Prince Harry. Yeah, that's fine. Just please figure it out, because I am really scared. Okay. Yeah, on the Kayali, Kayali, Kayali. Oh, I love it. And the Love Shack Fancy. Absolutely. I mean, I would just like to be removed from those, like, predatory, blatant or not, even if it's like an implied predatory set of circumstances or like an asshole, who's being low-key. I just don't want any association with it, genuinely. That's different. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Truthfully, that's not my fucking problem, and I do not need to sacrifice for that ever again. They've taken way too much from me, for real. Way too much. Way too much. It has to stop coming out of my budget, for real. Please. No, I have been communicating with him. However, my communications with him have been as inconsistent as they've been with Xavier or with anyone else, where it's like character carries context and patterns, and I can sense and feel and intuitively know the difference in receiving text messages. Like, if it's him messaging, I know. I haven't heard from him from day one since that day. Possibly. A group of maybe like up to 10, maybe 12, and they switch off with who takes the lead, but they function from the same external mechanism. Yeah. All right. Anyways, you guys, I have to go. So thank you for your attention, time, energy, love, effort, support, just presence, as long as you're not an asshole. And yeah, that's about it. So have a good night.